Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your host Brian. Welcome back to another Q&A episode. Before we jump into day 7 of the Canyon Lands trip and then jump into your questions afterwards, let's start with some news. Not too much in terms of news this week. One of the ones I will mention, me and Eric from the Drum Attic, we actually teamed up to do a nice little drum collaboration together. Believe it or not, it's actually from the band Lifehouse, and there's a little bit of a funny story behind this. We were actually thinking of a collaboration to do, and we both thought about the same band from the same album. He actually originally wanted to do Quasimodo, and I told him, let's do the song Unknown, and long story short, we ended up deciding to do Unknown for our collaboration, so he'll release it on his channel on Wednesday, then I'll release it on mine on Friday, so stay tuned for those ones. In terms of collabs, I've actually reached out to Gaz and Mike Lewis to see if we can do some collabs together, and right now we're getting the tracks all put together, so hopefully sometime this month or maybe in the month of February, I'll have to see if we put those together, so stay tuned for that. This week, I'm actually hoping to release my first episode of my Just Chatting series. Last week, I kind of got a little sidetracked with family matters and stuff like that, so I only had to release a short just to kind of let you guys know what I'm basically talking about, so. And I also didn't have all the support cards I need for my Yu-Gi-Oh decks. So hopefully this Sunday I'll be able to get something together and then show it to you guys and do maybe a little deck profile. As well, give you guys a little bit of history of how I got into Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. Also, in terms of drum covers, I actually plan on doing probably another song from this album. Let me know what you guys think. And actually, I'm not going to spoil which song it is, but there are a total of 8 songs from that album. So let me know in the comments about what you guys think. And I'm actually curious because this one's going to be a nice little challenge. So without further ado, let's jump right into day 7 of the Canyon Lands trip. Alright, so day 7 of the Canyon Lands trip. So in my last video, we just arrived in Zion National Park. And after scanning out the area and what we were going to do next, the next morning, we woke up and had a nice breakfast. Then we went up the creek a ways, took a nice 2-mile walk through Zion National Park and just see the beauty. And good God, it was absolutely beautiful too. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough room on my camera card anymore, so the pictures and the subsequent videos I'm going to show is all from my phone, so I had to make do with what I can. Like I said, it was about a 2-mile walk. Then we decided to double back because, unfortunately, when you reach the end of this path, if you want to continue on, you have to wear some sort of waterproof shoes since you have to walk through the creek in order to get to the next destination. But nonetheless, I'm going to let the pictures in these videos do the talking for you. It's about mid to late afternoon. We decide to hop on the bus, and we go to none other than Sin City, Las Vegas. It took a little bit, I think about a couple hours just to get to it. It was about late afternoon, and boy, it was hot, to say the least. When we were there, we just checked in our hotel, which was actually, it's part of the Mandalay Bay, but it's actually part of the Four Seasons, so it's 2 hotels into one. I can't tell you how many slot machines I just saw, and there's one hotel alone, but regardless, if that's what's in the Mandalay Bay alone, good God, how much would they have in some of the other ones? Nonetheless, what we decided to do, we just decided to chill in our room a little bit, did a nice little walk just to kind of get familiarized with the territory, as well as what we were going to do the next day. After that, we went down, had a farewell dinner with our tour group, did some more walking around just to see what else, and boy, these hotels, they're really huge, but I think given how hot it is outside and everything, I think we could see why they make it so big and have so much walking room here and there. But that was about it. We checked in, and that's day 7 of the trip. Got one more day to share with you guys, so I'll see you in the next one. And so, let's jump right into the questions. This week we only got one again, and this one happens to be courtesy of Eric, the Dramatic. Thank you so much, Eric. I look forward to our collaboration, as well as doing any more collaborations in the future with you. Eric's question goes like this. What is your favorite comedy movie of all time? This one I actually had to think about a little bit. And actually it ties in with John Brooks' question he asked me a while back on one of my Q&A videos about what my top 3 favorite movies were. And actually, when I told my mother about this, she said, you forgot to mention Pulp Fiction. And I realized she was right, too. And the reason why I bring up Pulp Fiction was because every time I watch it, it just makes me laugh. So, unfortunately, it doesn't count as a comedy movie. We could just say it's a dark comedy sort of movie because it has strong violence and other rather dark things we can rather talk about, but that's Quentin Tarantino, so he's been known to do that sort of thing. But in terms of an actual full-on comedy movie, I would have to go with Spaceballs. And the reason why is because it keeps popping in my head so much. And I've only watched it a couple times in my life. I don't know. It just makes me laugh so hard. And anytime I think about it, I just laugh at any of the scenes that happen, whether it's like a play on like maybe slapstick comedy or any sort of like parodies it does with Star Wars. And that's actually, for those who don't know, Spaceballs is really a parody of Star Wars and everything. So it kind of talks about the Force a little bit. We got, instead of Yoda, you got yogurt. And then they do, I don't know if they actually censored the swearing. I'm trying to remember everything that goes into it too. But basically, long story short, it's basically a parody of Star Wars. And I think that's why it was just so funny. It played on a movie I grew up loving as a kid. And they did a nice job of it too. But I'm hoping to watch it again sometime in the future. So there you go, Eric. Hope that answers your question.
A certified prince.
Hey, I'm a prince. I'm a prince.
Which means, if you hurry, there could be a princess in your future. Now, if you want to get back there before she marries Sleeping Beauty, there's a special can of fuel in your glove compartment. Good luck, boys.
Buy yogurt and yogurt. Thanks.
You're welcome. And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world, what a world.
Open that glove compartment. You got it.
And so that wraps up another Q&A episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching if you made it this far. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you leave a like and a comment below and consider subscribing so you can show your support to my channel. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, just feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll make sure to address them in my next Q&A video. I look forward to chatting with you guys, and this is really what I want to do. I want to communicate with you guys, just share my little story, as well as get to know you guys maybe a little bit. You know, I want to interact. That's the thing. I just want to interact. So look forward to seeing what your questions are in future episodes. If you guys want to show up on my podcast, All Music Matters and Ads, my Just Chatting series, or really just want to come and hang out, whatever, really, just hit me up on the socials, and then I'll make sure to respond back to you guys too. So if you guys are also up for a collab, you know where to hit me too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe. Stay tuned, y'all.